Once upon a time in ancient Rome, there was a king named Now, Numa was a good and pious king, but he had one little problem. You see, every night he had these nightmares. These horrible nightmares that made him sweat and scream and thrash around in his bed. And his wife, Queen Talus, would wake up and attend to him, trying to comfort him and asking him what was wrong. But he wouldn't tell her. He just told her to go away and let him sleep. Now, this went on for quite some time, and the queen was getting pretty worried about her husband. The king, because he was a changed man. He became very irritable and short-tempered, and he took his frustrations out on her, and she didn't know how to stop it. So one day she went to the palace priest and told him about her husband's terrible nightmares and how he was acting. And the priest said, "Don't worry, my queen. I will put an end to the king's nightmares." So that night, when the king had his nightmares and was sweating and screaming, the priest crept into his bedroom. Being a very skinny, wiry man, he climbed up on top of the bed and straddled the king's face. Now, the king was a heavy sleeper, so it took the priest quite some time to wake him up. But eventually, the king opened his eyes and he looked at the priest and asked, "What are you doing on my face?" And the priest said, "Oh, I'm sorry, your majesty, I couldn't help it. You see, every night I hear you screaming and thrashing around in your bed, and I was worried about you, so I came to see if you were all right." The king, still groggy from sleep, reached out and grabbed the priest by the hair and pulled him close and said, "You want to know what it's like to have a nightmare? Let me show you." And with that, he started to violently shake the bed, and the priest screamed and held on for dear life. Now, this went on for a few moments, and then the priest started to laugh. And the king asked, "What's so funny?" And the priest said, "Oh, your majesty, you may think you're having a nightmare right now, but I assure you, you are awake." And the king thought about this for a moment, and then he, too, started to laugh. And that, my friends, is a story of how King Numa Pompilius overcame his nightmares. If you like this story, then be sure to stay tuned for more.